Hello and welcome to Podium Star. If it's your first time, we're glad to have you here. And if it's not your first time, welcome back. This is our second event of the year. We've had other events since 2019. So let me give a quick little introduction to Podium Star and what we are. So we are Korea's hottest pitch event. We have the best pitch events definitely in the English language. We have a pretty wide global reach. If you're joining today, please tell me where you're from in the comments. I'd like to see which countries you guys are coming from. I know we have people from Korea. I know we have people from the US. So let us know in the comments on the right side where you're coming from. Hong Kong, I see. I'm sure there's a lot more countries. So let us know where you're coming from. So what is Podium Star exactly? Well, we help you discover some of the top Korean startups. So if you're looking for great startups here in Korea, we will help you find those. And if you are a startup, contact us. We might feature you on the next Podium Star event to showcase your technology to the world. And if you belong to any organization that works with startups, we're also here to help you accelerate your startups. We have a lot of supporters from Korea, the US, from Europe, from everywhere, Singapore. We worked with companies all over. This is not even the full list, but we want to thank everyone who's worked with us in the past. So if you're here on our last event was in February. So I just want to talk a little bit about that for people who were here and who weren't here. We had a great event. We had over 300 people join that event. It was very interactive. And, you know, as you can see, people love chatting and they love engaging with us here at Podium Star. As you may know, there is an audience vote at the end of the event. So it's just like this, as you see on the screen. You will have the chance to vote for your favorite startup. So I really look forward to that. And we had a lot of investors join us last time, tons of one-on-one matchmaking sessions to help the startups meet relevant investors. So that is a quick little background on Podium Star. If you are curious to learn more, or if you want to register for the next event, go to our website, sign up for our mailing list, or contact us directly. We love to work with you. We'd love to have you back at future events. So let me introduce the startups for today. First, we have Alpha Circle, followed by Marvelous, then Mergerity, Parallel Space, Plexity, and VNG. We have 6 amazing startups. Our judges. We have 6 judges joining us, but the ones on stage who will be speaking and giving feedback to the startups are Henson An from Future Play, Timur Dadpota from Upland, and Insei Lee from 541 Ventures. So thanks to all of the judges for taking time out to do this. So if everyone wants to give a little, clap on the screen, you can click the emoji at the bottom and you can welcome them just like that. Thank you. So what is the prize? There is a prize for the first place. So let's talk a little bit about that. Draper University, they have a program for founders in Silicon Valley. So as you see here, here's a little bit about their ecosystem. They have a fund. They've worked with tons of startups. And the program itself, it's a pre-accelerated program based in Silicon Valley. They've helped startups raise over $450 million. And that's just a few highlights of that program. It's 5 weeks. You get to connect with investors in the area. You get to learn a lot of cool things, meet other startups around the world. And if you become an alumni of this program, you get discounts when you stay at their facilities and you are a member for life. So pretty cool thing. And now you've heard me talk enough. So I'd like to welcome Jung-ho Park from Kotra on the stage, and he will give a few words about Kotra. Jung-ho, welcome.
Hi.
So before Jung-ho begins, let me just introduce him by saying this is Kotra's 60-year anniversary, if you guys aren't aware, and they are working with us on this event. So thank you very much to Kotra, and Jung-ho, the floor is yours.
Okay. I will share my screen first. Hey, hello, good afternoon and good evening to some of you. This is Jung-ho Park from Kotra. Before we start the pitch competition, which is our main event, I'll briefly introduce Invest Korea and myself. Invest Korea is a national investment promotion agency whose aim is to support the business establishment of foreign business in Korea. The agency was established as part of Kotra, Korea Trade Investment Promotion Agency. As we don't have much time, unfortunately, I strongly recommend to visit our well-organized website to find more details. The address is super easy to remember, investkorea.org. In fact, I'm here to introduce who I am, and I think this can lead to explanation of Kotra's startup supporting program, because I planned and developed almost of them with my teammates. As you can see, I started my career at Kotra, and my whole career has been related to startups, and this is very unique in my company. So this startup enthusiast kept working hard to be startup expert, and when he needs some rest, he usually networks and learns something on LinkedIn, and these days, watch some TV shows related to startups such as We Crashed and The Dropout. So, what I did so far, first of all, we developed Kotra's first accelerating program called Global Jump 300. We offer consulting, mentoring, and finding global business partners with our overseas offices. And you can see some of the well-known startups are also our alumni. In addition, I also made open innovation program in Kotra, and there are a lot of global companies has been working with Kotra, and it goes like that. Global companies suggest some challenges for us, and we find the Korean startups who can solve their problems. So in 2022, we've been to Barcelona with 12 innovative Korean startups to attend MWC, and we plan to attend Web Summit, and then we'll host another investor pitch in the second half of the year with the theme of ESG. For this event, actually, we selected 16 startups, and you can see 6 startups to pitch today. And if you want some more information, please contact me here. And thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Jung-ho, for that introduction. Again, we're really happy to work with Kotra, so thank you to everyone from Kotra who's joining today. One of the questions in the audience, Harpreet, yes, there will be a recording available after the event, but the recording is only available to people who have registered. So everyone in here, you will have access to the recording. If you did not register in advance, then it's probably not possible. Okay. Thanks, Jung-ho. I'm going to now move on.
Thank you.
All right, guys, now it's time to start the pitches. So if you've used AirMeet before, if you've joined us before on Podium Star Online, you'll know that in between sessions, there's a short 15-second delay. So just, if you see us gone for a few seconds, don't leave. We will be right back. Okay, and we are back. Thanks for waiting for us. So our first startup of the day is Alpha Circle. So I'm going to introduce Kevin Kim on the stage. Alpha Circle is a VR visual enhancement software provider. So just before Kevin starts, let me bring up the judges on the stage real quick. I introduced them previously really briefly. So judges, you can turn off your mics if they're on, and wait until the end of the pitch to give feedback. And Kevin, you may start when you're ready.
All right, sounds good. Okay. Have any of you have had experience using VR before? How was it? Did you enjoy it? If you are similar to over 80% of first-time users, there's a high chance you are not impressed. More than half of all first-time VR users gave feedback of technical glitches and poor content quality that gave them a bad impression. So many reported that they had no intentions of using VR again. So here's the fact. Poor image resolution and playback problems are creating bad first experiences for users and killing the growth of VR. So what can we do about it? My name is Kevin Kim, and I'd like to introduce Alpha Circle to you. At Alpha Circle, we have developed a visual enhancement software that provides a seamless and vibrant premium quality VR experience for the first time and regular users. By applying our affordable optimized VR software, AlphaView, the consumers can obtain crisp image quality and eliminate playback problems and glitches without the need of expensive high-end VR headsets. Our VR software AlphaView uses our patent algorithm during the encoding process to enhance video files to create the most immersive experience possible, allowing viewing it up to 8K resolution, even on smartphones. Our cutting-edge VR technology produces more pixels, making content clearer, higher quality, while ensuring perfect playback synchronization. This not only guarantees the most vibrant image possible, but will help eliminate any feeling of unnaturalness to the users while consuming the contents. We have over 11 patents and have achieved over $1 million in revenue and have over 50 clients and partners, and as of today. More than 55,000 VR users are experiencing contents applied with our award-winning AlphaView software through various channels and platforms. We have recently extended our service contract with Genie Music, one of the biggest music service providers in Korea, for an additional 2 years, and are making strong progress to add more K-pop VR music albums. So simply put, the VR sector is growing rapidly because of increased use in the entertainment and media industries. It's projected to be a $7 billion industry by 2023, as the adoption rate of VR is expected to increase as headsets become more affordable. And this is the perfect timing to get ahead of the competition with our superior technology, as the market is poised for rapid growth in the coming years. Over the next 5 years, VR growth is expected to accelerate in all industries. Last year, the VR content creation market was estimated at over $2.3 billion with an expected compound annual growth of 77% through 2026. Initially, we'll concentrate on our focus on media and entertainment markets of Korea, North America, China, and Germany, which make up 22% of the global market, with a goal of capturing 1 to 2% overall market, which would bring us an estimated $7.2 billion in yearly revenue by 2023. Over the past 4 years, we have developed a scalable business-to-business model, which includes software licensing and VR content production. The revenue will be based upon upfront licensing fees or ongoing royalties, and this will allow us to scale constantly over 30% ARR into 2 to 3 years. Strategy is content creation focusing on media and entertainment, and most of our sales activities are conducted by direct sales force or the agents in different parts of the world. As for the first step, we have signed a contract with this Canadian VR service provider in Montreal and seeking for more partners in North American region to facilitate our business expansion into overseas market. Our profits will mostly be generated from software licensing business and our own VR productions. As we hire more employees, we'll be expanding our product lines and begin lending and selling VR contents directly to the B2B clients. Our team, including 3 co-founders, have extensive knowledge and experience essential to lead this project. Our CEO, CTO, CSO all have more than 20 years in their respective fields of engineering, business development, and planning. With such strong expertise, we called ourselves the VR Avengers, as we can take on any challenge in our way. We received $1.2 million in pre-A funding recently, and we're seeking an additional $4 million for our next round by the end of next year, which will mostly be used to hire more employees and speed up the development for our next generation products. When people think of photo editing, their minds automatically think of Photoshop. So our goal is making AlphaView the Photoshop of high quality VR content creation. And we won't be satisfied until AlphaView is universally used as a verb. So seeing is believing. Try our solution and experience VR content that's more real than reality for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Now we're going to open up a short 1 to 2 minute feedback session from the judges. So judges, you can now give your feedback to the teams. Unsay, I see you on top of the list first, if you'd like to start.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for the presentation. I really enjoyed it. Appreciate that. It's incredible that you guys are already making good traction. But for me, I think you guys are doing something, right on for the market of today. But then it's going to be really interesting what you sort of envision for sort of next stage technology product. And also, it's not just you, but when I hear these pitches, many entrepreneurs or many startups, they sort of put themselves in this landscape, competitive landscape of 2D, 2 dimension. I like to see it actually in 3 dimensions. So X, Y, axis. And also I like, startups that they can draw their own Z axis. So it'd be fantastic if I could see that. Thank you.
Thank you, Unsay. Let's now hear from Timur. I see you next on the list.
Guys, great job. I think everything was clear. It was precise. I think I understood what you guys are doing, what your traction is, who your clients are. So it was really easy for me to understand. I think your pitch could be even more shorter to get the point across, but overall you did really well.
Thank you.
Great. Sounds like he had a good pitch coach. All right. And finally, Henson.
Yeah, thanks for the pitch, and I really enjoyed it. I think it's given me enough information about your company that I wish I could see what you're aiming for even after the after the product the product after this one. I want to see your outlook and what you're planning to do after the AlphaView. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Henson. And thank you, Kevin. One last time. Thanks for your pitch.
Thank you.
All right. So now let me introduce our next startup. It's Marverse. Here to pitch Marverse is Danny Cho. Marverse is the Roblox of Korea's education industry. So Danny, you may begin when you're ready.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jonathan. I have my pitch up here. I'll start right away. Hi, everyone. I'm Danny from Marverse. We are a metaverse startup aiming to become the Roblox of Korea. Now, we've all heard about the metaverse and how it's the next big thing. But if you were to ask anyone how much time they spend currently in the metaverse, the answer is most likely none. However, there is an unlikely group of people regularly that are putting in their 10,000 hours in the virtual world. It's children. So, in fact, 60% of all American children between the age of 9 and 12 are playing the metaverse game Roblox every single week. And that's just one gaming platform. So this may surprise you because when we were young, we played outside or played using gaming consoles. But this generation, we realize, is different. Now, you have to remember, they just spent a significant part of their lives isolating at home. So for children, playing with their friends in the virtual world, where they can build anything they want, is fun, liberating, and it's normal for them. So knowing that the metaverse is here to stay, we decided to create an open world metaverse platform where children can play and learn, and it's called Memes. Memes gives children the tools to have an amazing play experience while also learning in a safe and positive space. So children can join with their friends. They can go on missions and play games to learn math, science, English, and more. We're obsessed with education game design. So the missions are meant to be social and feel like play. And the more they complete, the more rewards they'll earn. The rewards they'll use to customize their avatars and express themselves in the metaverse. Korea's children's online education market is worth $680 million, experiencing double-digit growth for the past 3 years. Some great services are already out there. This proves there is a real need and a business opportunity with paying customers. But here's what the players lack: an AI metaverse technology of the future. What makes Memes unique is our emotion AI technology that uses facial recognition to provide emotion-based, personalized metaverse experiences. And all it needs to do that is the camera on your mobile device. So what does this mean, really? Think real-time facial animation on avatars and emotive communication on our Memes platform. So the monetization strategy will be a combination of free-to-play model and subscription bundles on our ecosystem. But right now, we plan to keep Memes free and build our user base first. But in the meantime, we at Marverse are leveraging our expertise as a full stack metaverse builder by working with corporates to create custom metaverse spaces. So for businesses and then brands that are asking themselves, how do I establish my presence in the metaverse, right? We are here for you. So who are we? Marverse has been a top developer for children's XR VR content since 2015. Last year, we hit $4 million in annual revenue. And now we are one of the first movers in the children's metaverse space. Our vision is backed by some of the most well-known investors in the Korean tech scene, like Kakao and SK Telecom. This past December, Marverse was able to close a $7 million Series A funding round. Memes will be launching next month in June, and we plan to have it fully cross-platform within the next year. Here's our team. Our team of 70 plus members consists of some of the best Unity game developers and 3D designers in the country. Our CEO, Sarah, is an AI expert and one of Korea's leading female entrepreneurs. Dongik, our CTO, has worked for some of the leading tech companies in Korea, including LG. And I'm a CSO. I previously co-founded and exited an ed tech startup that had 13,000 monthly active users globally. Our vision is to create a rich ecosystem of metaverse platforms encompassing education, esports, and music, and to ensure that this next chapter of the internet is designed with the well-being of children in mind. We are currently, at Q3 of this year, we plan to raise a $20 million Series B funding round, and we would love to work with people who share in this vision. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and that's it from me today.
Great, thank you, Danny. Thank you, Marverse. So now let's hear some feedback from the judges. Let's start with Henson. Would you like to go first this time?
Yes, thank you. As I see it, I was wondering why the children would choose your platform instead of Roblox, and and why it stands out If you could add that on this, it would be better, and I think. And I was also wondering that, like, where would the $20 million would be spent on? Yeah, if you have some plans on it, then they'll be better. Thank you.
Thank you, Henson. Timur, would you like to go next?
Hey guys, great job. I think maybe John, you can answer this. I think they said SaaS, subscription model, right? Is that correct?
I was not sure what the business model was.
Okay.
I think you mentioned it, right, Danny?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was it subscription, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great, Danny. So I'm at a little bit background. Like I'm with Upland, right? So we're like the #1 NFT metaverse currently in the marketplace, and I do agree, right? Like I've seen kids literally play Roblox and pay for it. However, I do not agree with your subscription model. I don't think it's gonna work. I think the model has to change and it needs to be modified towards fitting kids, and then how it's gonna affect parents because they are the ones who are buyers. But everything else is great. Like your traction is good. I think you're on the right path. And I do agree. There's definitely a room for another player to come in and take over what's Roblox doing for like centuries. So right place, right market, right time. I think the model needs to be changed a little bit for this to be effective. But overall, you guys did a great job.
Thank you.
Thanks, Timur. And Unse, you're up.
Yeah, thanks, Danny, for very interesting presentation. I really enjoyed that. Two things, right? So when I hear this like stories about metaverse, they're great. They're really interesting, but I guess like very few of them actually tells me why people would want to get on their metaverse. So I like to echo on Hansen on this. So it would be great if you can come up with like sort of better narrative in terms of like how you could give this reason for people to get on your metaverse, right? And the second thing is, I would like to hear more about your superpower. You said you could have this like emotion-based expression AI engine for your platform. I'm curious what it does exactly and how it actually like really differentiates you from the others, right? So it's going to be like even more interesting if you can tell us more about your superpower. Thank you.
Got it. Thank you so
All
much.
right. Thanks, judges. And thank you, Danny, one last time. All right. And by the way, guys, for this specific last pitch, there are tons of questions in the comments. So Danny, you can answer them directly, the people asking questions, because even people in the audience are curious. So go ahead and follow up with people in the audience after the pitch. Okay. And next, let me bring up Subin for the next pitch. All right. We've got Subin Lee from Mergerity going next. Mergerity is unfolding a digital world that intertwines with the real world. So let's give it up for Subin. Subin, you can start when you're ready.
Hi, Jonathan. Thank you for the introduction. So I'm Subin, and we're Mergerity, the beginning of Meta Lifestyle. We are currently developing a social media where people can communicate through AR and the metaverse. So a major problem that exists with current social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube is a monopoly in profit. The way these companies earn revenue is mainly through advertising. And as we know, ads make money because of the large number of viewers, but are companies compensating those users? In the history of advertising, there has never been a case where viewers were compensated. And when it comes to content creation, YouTube is almost the only platform that compensates the users. But amongst all social media platforms, just 3% of content creators are rewarded. So what about the other 97% of the users? To combat this issue, we designed a platform where all users are rewarded. We provide decentralized service to share the company's profits with everyone who is engaging in the platform. This means we provide rewards for all user activities, even the passive users who just simply watch ads. With our platform, Merge Ready, you can communicate in both AR and metaverse environments by scanning objects and spaces around you. Users can connect and communicate with other users who have similar interests and experiences in relation to that specific object in space. Users are also rewarded for activities like viewing posts, ads, making purchases, replying, and even just simply liking a post. The Merge Ready app lets people communicate through AR and Metaverse. Unlike traditional text and video-based social platforms, we provide rewards for a wider range of activities than YouTube and social fi services like Steemit and Minds. Although there are approximately 5 billion social media users worldwide, we are initially targeting the 530 million SocialFi users who are already familiar with decentralization, and our goal for the first year of release will be securing 1 million users. To accomplish this goal, we've partnered with major retailers in Korea like CU and Lotte to conduct co-marketing campaigns, both offline and online, to target their 300 million customers. And we again plan to reach at least 1 million users within our first year. So our business model, we have three main sources of revenue. The first is user transaction fees, where we take a small percentage of their purchase of digital assets, e-commerce goods, and ads. The second is the revenue generated by selling our own NFTs and digital assets. Finally, we will switch to a cryptocurrency system in the future and build crypto economy within our app. Well, let's talk about our achievement to date. We have 2 registered patents in Korea and have filed for 8 additional patents in the US, China, and Japan. We recently have partnered with Korea's leading retailers such as BGF and Lotte to secure and utilize their contents and customer pool. Our target launch is end of this year. Our app is also aiming for global release within the first quarter of 2023. We currently have a total of 66 people working on this project, and more than half of our members are AI, AR, front-end, back-end developers. We expect to generate 200 million in sales once we hit our first 1 million users. And to make this happen, we are looking to raise 8 million in pre-Series A to strengthen our marketing and to recruit skilled developers. Finally, our vision is to become the leading social media of 5G era and XR and Metaverse social media platform. So if you want to discuss further, please contact me here. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, Subin. Thank you very much. Please give a round of applause for Subin with a little chat emoji at the bottom. Let's hear from Untae first this time.
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Subin, for the presentation. I really liked it. I'd like to point out also 2 things. So, pain point, right? I think you guys got, tackling the right pain point. But at the same time, like, to me, pain points could be like really dangerously misleading, because when you actually fully build your product or technology, to build it, it takes time. Right? So if you try to solve the pain point of today, you might get that market or sliver of the market, but then again, your life cycle of your product or technology could be like really short, right? Mm-hmm. So, for me, it should have been much more interesting if you could told me like, what kind of like future pain points you guys are trying to solve, right? It's great that you guys already have like traction and all the good stuff. But then again, I think it should be like much more interesting if you can tell me about like future pain podium. Okay. And also second, this is a really tiny bit, and I know you guys have like 60 people on the company, but then I would like to see some more passion. Like this is a pitch, and you have when you give a pitch, you have to compare with this, right? So if you don't show me like enough passion, then probably I'll just go on to my like smartphone and do some other stuff, right? So I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thanks for your feedback, Insei. And Timur, what kind of comments do you have?
I think overall I get what you're doing. Just general feedback. I think it's super early, right? As to any social media company that you're creating, the most important thing is engagement and your daily active users, right? That's the most important thing. I didn't see that in there because obviously you guys haven't launched yet. But second part, like seeing like those 66 employees working on an unlaunched product, where we have historically seen like companies that were created like Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat were like by just a few founders. It seems very like you guys are burning through money without even proving out something, and I haven't seen those numbers. So I would prefer you guys not saying that you have how many employees, but just like mentioning like let's just mention out few key people that are working on the project. That will be my feedback for you guys.
Thank you, Timur. And Henson. I think Henson might have some connection issues. So I think we're going to move on. Henson, yes, you're back now. Do you have any comments?
Oh, yes, it was a great pitch, and I wish I could see like more of your go-to-market strategy. I mean, it is like a very crowded market. I mean, the social media market is very crowded, and there are like a lot of competition. And I wish to see like your go-to-market strategy. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Henson. Thank you, Subin, one last time. Everyone, please give her a round of applause down below with a little clap emoji. Thank you, Subin. All right. And now we are going to bring up Chidok. So give me one moment. All right. Let me introduce Chidok Song from Parallel Space. They are creating a virtual world parallel to our physical reality. Chidok, thank you for joining. You may start when you're ready.
Just give me a second, please.
Sure.
Okay. Hello, I'm Chidok, CTO of Parallel Space. I'm sure many of you have used real estate apps to find apartments. However, when you actually visit the place, I bet you're very disappointed because it looked nothing like the pictures you saw. Most of the time, pictures are very distorted. Well, for finding apartments, this is a small inconvenience. But it becomes a whole different story when you have to build a smart factory or a massive apartment complex. One little distorted representation could cause a catastrophe. So, what do other companies do to solve this problem? The Korean company, Bowling Planet, utilizes computer graphics. They look fancy, but they're just computer-generated images and far from representing the real place. Not only that, this method is laborious.
Can you go full screen, please? We cannot. Some people cannot see your.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can you see?
You might be on the wrong slide right now.
I'm sorry. About now, can you see it?
Yes, we see it now. It's animating. It's moving.
Okay, so I'll go back to companies like QPix and Matterport use the images taken by 360-degree camera, but it takes a lot of time. And since images do not contain spatial information, there's a big margin of error. So how do aerospace portray the real world without distortion? LiDAR 3D laser scanning is the best way to go. As we all know, the LiDAR is a technology adopted by the self-driving car industry. LiDAR scans space around you and obtains exact XYZ coordinates with high accuracy. We currently have a LiDAR scanner that scans a complex space of 100 square meters in only 10 minutes. With this LiDAR scanner, we clone the real world into a digital asset at a reasonable time and cost. Our unique set of skills creating digital twin is protected under patent. Digital twin we create is very expandable with a variety of options, and we can add IoT sensors and make it interactive. So we provide you with an excellent digital twin platform. So we have three business models. First, we create a digital twins. Using our unique skill set, we create a perfect replica for our customers and charge fee. We can also take care of their special requests, such as adding AR or WebGL components with an extra fee. Second, after we make a digital twin, our customers host their 3D work on our server and charge them for maintenance. If they place an ad, we can charge them according to the traffic. Third, when our customers decide to charge money for entering their 3D world, we'll turn their space into an online shopping store. We take a commission. As you see on the chart here, the areas we scanned in 2021 have increased from 60 to 14,000 square meters. The most prominent outcome last year was that we scanned the entire Gyeongdam Newtown apartment complex. There was a dispute between Korean Cultural Heritage Administration and construction companies due to the fact that Newtown apartment buildings obstruct the view from the Changneung, which is a UNESCO World Heritage. Our client needed a 3D model of the entire Newtown, and we were able to successfully simulate the terrain, landscape, and buildings using LiDAR sensors with drones and other 3D data. Whether it is a residential or a commercial space, a tourist attraction, or even a city, it is only a matter of time before somebody brings them to online. And by combining the digital twin with the technology such as AR, we expect its value to grow exponentially. All things considered, potential market size just in South Korea is worth a multi-billion dollars. At this point, there's no standardized way of converting the real world into 3D using LiDAR scanner and AI. This is still a blue ocean, and parallel space is ready to lead the industry. So we are targeting a major construction company and a smart factory industry. In the near future, we are also planning to expand to shopping malls, major brand flagship stores, retail, and real estate. Currently, we are a team of 10 members, including the CEO, and besides two administrative personnel, the rest of the team is made up of software engineers. So we can say that we are the tech innovative startup. Parallel space, we make the true digital standard. And thank you.
All right, thank you, Chudok, for your presentation. Let's hear from Timur first this time.
Sorry, guys. Great job. I think what you're building is really cool because it's. I don't think anybody else that I've read in this sector is attempting. So that was super cool to see. But besides that, I understand what you're doing. I understand the pain. I understand the problem. So good job.
All right, thank you. Insei, you're up next.
Thank you, Chita, for presentation. So I'd like to mention again, like two things. I was ready to be wowed, but I just didn't get it, I'm afraid. So when you talk to investors or when you talk to your customers, I think you have to wow them. So perhaps you could just think about it. I think you have a great idea, but then that wow effect is something I think that's lacking in this presentation. And second, it's not just you, but probably all the teams that have presented so far. I really need to learn more, like know more about your team, like why you guys are so great, why you guys can do this and whatnot. But like you guys are saying, like we have 10 employees on the team. We have like how many number of the staffs in the team. Like that's okay, but that's not really super relevant. So like it would be great if you could tell me more about your team and why your team's so special and so good. So that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Thank you, Insei. And Henson.
Yeah, it was a great presentation, and I wanted to see. Actually, I wanted to see more of your view of the future. Where this could be utilized, and like what kind of applications can be run after rendering like a certain certain interior. So you could like show a little bit more vision of it, then you've been like much nicer. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Henson. And thank you one more time, Chidok, for your presentation. All right. Now we will get ready to bring up our next startup, which is Plexity. We've got Hugh Park presenting. Plexity provides an advanced digital twin platform optimized for any upcoming high-tech project. Hugh, welcome to the stage, and you may begin when you are ready. Oh, yes. Right, the wrong presentation is being shown. Hugh, you may share your slides. Peter, you're up later.
Okay. Hi, I'm Hugh from Plexity, and we are building an integrated platform for all kinds of devices. It's 2022, and you know what that means. CCTV cameras and IoT devices are all around you. And no, they are not spying on you while you sleep, but they are helping to keep you safe by monitoring facilities and identify traffic conditions. But do you know how many CCTVs are in your city? Well, if you are in Seoul, the number is 70,000. And that doesn't include IoT devices. But with so many devices, how do security companies manage them effectively? This becomes a serious issue with larger buildings, because the larger the building, the more CCTVs, the more difficult it is to identify CCTV locations in case of an event. So even if some event occurs, it takes a long time for security staff to find out where it happened. And let me introduce you to Plexity. Plexity creates a 3D world that is an exact copy of reality. This is what we call a digital twin. And with Plexity, all CCTVs can be connected into a 3D space for monitoring. So security staff can be easily check where the CCTV is without physically going to the site. What's even more amazing is that we connect all kinds of IoT sensors, not just the CCTVs. Then these things become possible. If a fire alarm occurs, the location of the alarm on 3D map can be immediately checked, and the situation on the site can be quickly identified through the CCTV cameras. So this saves time at least 15% compared to before. There are many companies in the digital twin space. Large companies like GE and Siemens are already using it, but unlike us, they use it only for manufacturing. Only a few companies like us have applied the digital twin technology to spatial information, and even fewer of them offer a web-based platform like us. That's why we provide customers with a platform that is more effective and saves them time and money. The smart building products account for 30% of Plexity revenue. We plan to increase this proportion by 60% within 2 years. As of 2020, the global smart building market is about $66 billion. Among them, the support and maintenance market is $7.6 billion. We will gradually increase our shares of this market. For example, we have converted the existing platform to service as a software, and we are preparing the extension of functions such as analysis services and AR/VR into working. We are currently operating a sales team dedicated to B2B. Each one of them is in charge of their own field, such as security, safety, monitoring, and etc. We have had several meetings with one of Korea's top 3 security companies and plan to launch a collaboration product in a few months. When we put this together and pass the revenue, we expect revenue like this table. Although we are just a startup, we have a real traction. We have received $3 billion so far, and our main customers are Incheon International Airport and Seoul Metro. It is also expanding our businesses area by partnering with companies such as Samsung, SKT, and LG U+. These were possible with Plexity's strong teamwork, especially Jaemin, the founder and CEO of Plexity. He founded Plexity by capturing the potential of 3D. Sean, the head of the research center, has the technology and knowledge of 3D vision and point cloud, and has experience in developing 3D simulators. And more than 50% of the total personnel are made up of engineers. We are raising a Series B investment and are looking for partners who believe in the future of this industry. Digital twin technology has already activated many innovations in manufacturing. Cities and buildings are next. If you agree, let's make it happen together. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh, for your presentation. Let's start this comment session off with Henson first.
Yeah, thank you for the great presentation. And everything was good, but I only wanted to see like a more, how the scene works. I mean, how the maintenance market works, and where are the competitors, and what are options for now? What's the conventional options for the current players? So if that kind of information were given, it would be better. But it was a overall great presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Henson. Lindsay, what would you like to say?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation. You must be really popular, by the way, because I saw a lot of like heart emojis were popping on the screen when you showed up. So I guess you're really popular. So 2 things. I think you guys have pretty interesting technology. You didn't mention a lot about it, but actually I think you have a pretty good, pretty interesting technology. So I think you could, tell more about it. And also, second thing is when you have a great, so let's say you can make great engine, right? You can either sell the engine to the manufacturers or you can make your own cars, right? And I think right now you're trying to, make your cars and sell it. I think it's okay, but I'm not sure if that's the best thing or the right thing for you. So this is not really like a challenge or anything like criticism. But then again, I think you can think about your sort of productization strategy, and maybe you can do some simulation, which is better way for you to go to market. And I think you could it's going to be pretty interesting for you guys to brainstorm. So thank you.
Okay, and finally, let's hear from Timur.
Great job, guys. I think for me, it's just like what it's just about scalability. How will you be able to scale this, right? That was the biggest thing for me. And like, how can you actually like learning more about the technology for me and how you're doing this as a manual was a big thing. But so those are my 2 comments on those points. But overall, pretty good job.
All right, thank you, judges, and thank you one more time, Hugh, for your presentation.
Thank you.
All right, we are now up to our last startup of the day. So let's bring on Peter Park from VNG. VNG has amazing capabilities for AR, VR, IoT sensing, and spatial data mapping on the metaverse. So Peter, when you're ready,
you
may begin anytime.
Hello, everyone. I'm Peter from VNG. This is a last announcement, so please stay tuned. VNG has an amazing capabilities for AR, VR, IoT sensing, and spatial data mapping on Metaverse. Have you ever heard of the mirror world? The mirror world, also known as a digital twin, is a representation of the real world in the digital form. It's basically allow us to build a product on the metaverse, so it can be applied to manufacturing, automotive, retail, e-commerce, etc. There are so many potential real-world applications. The problem is that nobody is working on it. Most metaverse companies are just focusing on gaming industry. Our solution is platform for local governments like cities and provinces. It connects local citizens with government officials. Here is how it works. First, citizen file to complain. Second, government officials check the issues by leveraging existing city data. And the next, government officials use that data to visualize the problem in our metaverse platform. Our product is the first government work installed in the mirror world. We have a strong product features, low capacity, and two-way interaction, and easy to mapping all solution, and easy development and high scalability. That is our differentiated key product features. If we compare the main function of our 2 competitors, the Google Earth and Spatial I/O, VNG has an advantage in differentiated functions. As for market size, our total addressable market is $720 billion. The Korean market is $107 million. $187 million. Our obtainable market is $64 million. We have a business model for B2G and B2B. As for B2G, we do the site implementation modeling. As for B2B, we have a monthly subscription model, so where we plan to eventually enter the global market. Our annual sales projection for this year is $8 million. And by 2024, we forecast $30 million in sales. Go-to-market plan. We are currently executing pilot projects with B2B and B2B clients and joining the Metaverse tech conferences and tapping the global. Our revenue last year was $4 million more, and we have continually overachieving our revenue goals. We have strategic partnership, and we have a strong customer user base, and we already executed multiple projects in the first half of this year. Next, we will expand our sales team to work with global partners by the end of this year. Our CEO, David, has strong experience in GIS and spatial business. For me, I have been working in domestic and global sales across 4 continents. Our tech leader, Solomon, is an R&D expert engineer, has created multiple technologies. We all met while working at Esri, a global GIS company. Therefore, we all understand spatial data and 3D visualization modeling. We are raising Series A fund and seeking $8 million to reinforce our R&D, acquire strategic partners and customers, and expand globally. At the VNG, our vision is to connect physical and virtual world through a metaverse business platform. If you share in our vision, please contact Peter anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter, for your pitch. And let's hear some feedback from Lindsay first this time.
Yeah, thanks, Peter, for a very interesting presentation. Well, I'd like to do just one thing, right? As they say, a shark bites everything on the table, right? And that means you better not to talk or tell things that don't really matter or wrong, right? So, for example, when you say things like, most of other guys that are like developing games in this like metaverse industry or space, you're not right. And when you say that, that's actually working in a negative way for you guys, right? So I would like to sort of mention that. And also, like, in terms of your product and technology, I think it's really interesting, but I'm not sure if you made it like really like stick out enough, right? So I think there are a lot of room for us to make this more interesting.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thanks, Insei. Henson, would you like to go next?
Oh, sure, thank you. I'm with Linux at this time 100%. I think there's a room for like a more to like a show off more, maybe like what your like strength is, and secondly, honestly, I didn't quite understand what you guys doing. I think your presentation should be a little bit more, I don't know, like informative, maybe like, it should like give a little bit more information, or like there should be a little bit better narrative for like everyone to understand. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Henson. And last but not least, Tim Moore.
Yeah, I agree with all the judges here, right? I think you had the chance to show off. You have $4 million in revenue, and that's a huge amount. But we weren't able to get that wow factor. Like, what makes you different? What's the secret sauce? And that's what we were missing, right? Like, because you have great traction. Every investor would love to see that. But what makes it so special? We weren't able to get that. So I think, on the next pitch, if you can highlight like what's so great, what makes it special about all the other players on the market, that will help.
Thank you. Some more. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for your pitch. Good job. Okay, guys, that is it for all the pitches. We're now going to go to our voting session. So please wait about 15 seconds and we're going to start the next phase. Judges, you can go ahead and start tallying up your votes. And for everyone else in the audience, you're about to vote next. So just give us 10 seconds. We'll be right back. And we are back. So I hope all of you enjoyed these 6 pitches from these companies working on metaverse and digital twin solutions. Now it's time to choose who was your favorite pitch. I'm sure you all have your favorite one. I've seen all the emojis at the bottom giving out hearts and thumbs up and wow, all these things. So now let me just share my screen. Here it is. This is how you pitch. This is only going to be live for 5 minutes, and then we will turn off the voting. So for the next 5 minutes, please go to this website, www.menti.com, and insert this code, 5772-5680. This is a live screen right now. So as you can see, we've just had our first vote. For startups, don't worry about this too much. I know it can be a little stressful seeing all these votes come in and out. You know, for everyone out there, this is why you have to really create a pitch that is engaging, that really appeals to an audience, to investors and customers alike. And this is where the audience vote comes in. So like I mentioned earlier, the audience vote only takes up 10% of the actual vote. So it helps with tiebreakers. The main people who are judging right now are the guys I introduced earlier. So yeah. By the way, we have actually about 40 investors today. So thank you to all the investors in the audience. And thank you especially to the 6 who are scoring right now. If you are one of those judges, please make sure you can tally up those scores within the next 5 minutes or so. That would be great. And it looks like we do have a favorite in the audience so far, but we will still give it a few more minutes just in case. So I'm going to leave the screen for a little bit. You guys enjoy the show of watching the votes come in. Chat, show us who your favorite team is in the chat box and tell us why. All right, we'll be back soon. All right, guys, we are back and we are ready to announce a winner. So thanks again to everyone who joined today. Everyone in the audience, thank you for taking up of your own special time to join us. Thank you to all the investors who are here, the judges for scoring, and finally, the startups. We know it's not easy to pitch in front of so many people, but you guys did a great job, all of you. Like I've told you guys before, and you've heard countless times, you never can become perfect at pitching. Every time you do it, you just learn a little bit more, you get more feedback, and hopefully this feedback is so valuable to you so that you can wow the next investor or accelerator you meet. So that is one of our missions here, is just to help the startups improve so that they can get the next traction they need in the future. So thanks again to all the startups. And again, thanks to Kotra for working with us on this event. And now, let's see who won. All right, guys, drum roll, please. Now remember, this is this vote is coming from the investors we have joining us, with a little bit from the audience as well. The winner of Podium Star and Kotra's Metaverse Pitch Competition is Plexity. Plexity, good job on your pitch. You are the winner of this program, Draper University's Hero Training. Let's bring up Plexity on the stage. So let's see if I can find you, Hugh. There you are. Hugh, would you like to say something?
Oh my God. I'm very surprised. No, thank you guys. I didn't expect it. Thank you so much.
Well, you seem very shocked right now.
Right.
You were not expecting this.
Right. It's yeah, this is very surprising. Thank you so much.
Well, congratulations again. And if you guys go to Silicon Valley, who will be going? Will it be you or will it be someone else from your team, do you think?
Maybe me or our technician, one of the technicians. So,
okay. Have you been to San Francisco before?
No, it's our first time.
Well, I mean, it looks like you have to go then. You can see in the comments, Hee-jae says you should go. Draper University is a lot of fun. Hee-jae also attended that program before last year. Yep, Jung-ho as well says it should be you. You should go. So you're the one who made the pitch, so hopefully the company rewards you.
Okay, thank you for everything.
Thank you, Hugh, one last time. Everyone give her one round of applause. You can give her some hearts, some claps, all those things. Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan and Kotra. Thank you.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning into Podium Star. We'll have another one probably this summer on blockchain and NFTs. So if you are interested in keeping up with us, follow us, go to our website, subscribe to our mailing letter. Now we're going to start the networking session. So if you're still in here, don't leave yet, okay? At least check this thing out before you decide to leave because it's pretty fun if you've never joined before. I'm going to join it as well as my teammates. So when I end this session, you're going to find 5 or 6 different tables. Join as a group, talk to new people. You can also create private rooms one-on-one. You'll see a button on the left where you can create a table. So create your own table, invite people for one-on-one chats or group chats. See you soon. Bye.